Baskin-Robbins has a Thanksgiving ice cream. There's a new brandy made out of fish, and Kraft Mayo wants to be the most moist. There's a lot happening right now in the world of creams, cocktails, and condiments, so let's get going. And before we start, take 2 seconds and subscribe to @TheNewsRefresh on YouTube. We put out all sorts of interesting and weird news stories every day, like how Wisconsin just signed a resolution making the brandy old-fashioned its official state cocktail, and how this guy just became the guy with the world's largest pencil collection. Great. So there's certainly no shortage of strange ice cream flavors these days. Van Leeuwen's got macaroni and cheese flavored ice cream, French's made a polarizing mustard ice cream, and some chocolate emporium out in Massachusetts has an ice cream that's made out of, yep, you guessed it, lobster. But with Thanksgiving just around the corner, boiling noodles or crustaceans doesn't exactly scream autumn. And lobsters certainly don't scream anything, because they don't have vocal cords. When you boil them alive, women in ocean science say the sound they emit is that of air escaping from their shells. Anyway, Baskin-Robbins has Thanksgiving ice cream now. How's that for a transition? The flavor is called Turkey Day Fixins, and even though this possessive apostrophe might not mean what they think it means, it does possess a lot of ingredients. Sweet potato ice cream made with real sweet potatoes, autumn spice ice cream that blends cinnamon, cardamom, cloves, sage, and thyme, honey cornbread pieces, and cranberry sauce swirls. Now, Baskin-Robbins isn't the only food maker reducing your family's fall harvest, home-cooked meal, and communal affair into a single industrial processed snack. The pizza people at DiGiorno have also crafted an Italy, Massachusetts, Michigan fusion in its new Thanksgiving pizza, spreading turkey, gravy, sweet potatoes, green beans, cranberries, cheese, and onion across a Detroit-style crust. But it's only available at noon on Wednesdays through the 22nd of November. And when I tried to get it, it sold out within seconds. So good luck, I guess. Though not too much luck because I'm trying to get one. Come on. This Baskin-Robbins stuff is only the flavor of the month for November. And kind of like that DiGiorno pizza, our ice cream here claims to have all of your Thanksgiving favorites in one scoop. But according to this new 2023 holiday survey put out by a vacation website, cranberry sauce and sweet potatoes are the top 2 most disliked traditional Thanksgiving foods. Though this survey also found that someone pretty much disliked everything they brought up. 28% of people said they don't like green bean casserole, 27% said turkey, 26% said stuffing, and plenty of people didn't like pumpkin pie, mashed potatoes, carrots, or corn. You get it. Only about 14% of respondents said they like all this stuff. So maybe they can enjoy this ice cream, and that other 86% can go wolfed on a burger in their car or something. Now, if yams and cornbread are a bit too sweet for your palate, how about some brandy? It's a liquor made from distilled wine served in a special snifter that Eater says allows drinkers to inhale the brandy's aroma with each sip, letting the liquor's bouquet and its various notes unfold to tickle the nostrils. Not only does a snifter play with your nose, it also makes for an elegant 80s-style photo superimposition, which the New York Times has described as an innovative, attainable luxury. Well, if you're looking to attain a luxurious beverage to pour into a snifter, or all over an innovative photo, how about a tall glass of trout? A New Hampshire distillery called Tamworth Distilling is now offering up Saison de Fry, translation from French to English as spawning season. The booze makers say the stuff is inspired by the river that flows past its distillery, and rather than relying on the liquid beverage of water as its muse, it instead opted for smoked trout, which is infused into this aged apple brandy. Oh, and the alcoholic fish juice is then topped off with the fish eggs of brook trout, the New Hampshire state fish. Live free or die indeed. Food and Wine actually named the guy behind this distillery one of their drinks innovators of the year. And this place has actually come out with all sorts of other weird spirits. They've got a crab trapper whiskey in partnership with the University of New Hampshire, which mixes invasive green crabs with bourbon, corn, and spices. And that is a tame booze when compared to their Eau de Musc, which sings the sweet song of whiskey flavored with oil extract from the North American beaver's castor gland. As National Geographic points out, a beaver's castor sac excretes a chemical compound called castoreum. Because it's located in such proximity to a beaver's anal glands, this fragrant brown slime has the consistency of molasses, combined secretions from the castor gland, anal glands, plus a little bit of urine for good measure, and smells like vanilla. They've also got a gin that doubles as a perfume, in case you were disappointed by the taste of that espresso martini fragrance Kahlua and Absolute just put out. Finally, do you hate the word moist? Do you hate me saying moist? Do you hate me saying moist in ASMR?
Moist, moist, Moist.
I certainly hate that. Mental Floss came across a study by some researchers a while ago. The link is dead, but it says that the research found that 20% of the population is averse to the word moist because of its association with bodily functions. So, if you're grossed out by moist,
Moist.
maybe you could try incorporating something like historium into your vocabulary and everyday life. Or, if you're the good people at Kraft, you can try convincing the dictionary that moist is good. They've just set up a 6-foot replica of a jar of real mayonnaise outside of Merriam-Webster's Massachusetts HQ as part of a stunt begging the dictionary to make moist word of the year. You see, their dictionary uses searches on its site to help determine which words are among its top lookups any given year. So Kraft set up this website to search for the word moist to make it seem popular and thus a word of the year. Moist, of course, doesn't only mean slightly or moderately wet when it comes to mayonnaise. Merriam-Webster says it can also mean tearful or characterized by high humidity, which makes sense. I'd certainly tear up if I was eating a mayo-slathered sandwich left out on a humid day. Hey, just before we wrap this episode, Kraft put out a startling message on its Instagram page. Drew put it up. It looks like a missing persons photo and it says, "Lost. Have you seen this jar?" This verified mayonnaise account goes on to write, "On Monday, November 6, we delivered a big, beautiful, moist jar of mayo to a certain dictionary. Now, it's gone. We have our theories, but we don't know for sure where it went. You might. If you saw or know anything, please help us find it." They say the jar is 8 feet tall, weighs 2,023 pounds-ish, and was last seen at the dictionary headquarters. But they also have a tip line. Let's call it now.
Thank you for calling the Kraft Real Moist hotline. If you saw or know anything of its whereabouts, please leave a message.
I'm sorry, I don't know anything, but I wish you well. I didn't think that was a real voicemail box. Anyway, I use QP Mayo.